Previously on a Clown Cup that never happened.
La-da-dee-dee-da. Oh no, a car.
And now part 2.
I'm going to miss him. He was memorable for so much. Like Limp Bizkit and Fudas and Limp Bizkit and Fudas.
So, how long do you think Slayer is going to be dead for?
Well, he's been dead for about at least an hour, so he should be reviving right about now. I'll just head to the cafeteria now. He should be fine.
You can neither love nor hate. Wait, I thought it would be in Kill Land.
Not really, since killing is such an outdated cliche at this point that bringing it up would just be disrespecting the dead.
I'm alive, you fuck.
And you would have gone to hell, but for some reason they blacklisted you the last time you stopped by hell.
Didn't you recommend them Toa of Rue when they asked for your favorite anime, despite the fact it was trash?
I can dream, dang it.
Hey guys, while going to the cafeteria, I found this material in the hallway. I don't know if it's good or not due to the blood oath on it before, but here, take a look.
Alrighty, let's... Oh no. It's art material!
Wait a minute, is that blood?
I don't get it. Is it really that bad?
Crimson, get the booze. We're gonna be here for a while.
Bon, you only want to hear illegal hate. I ain't going to jail for you scrubs.
I don't care, as long as it gets something that will make this not as bad.
Watching haters wonder why Gambino got the game locked. Half-tie picky, all she wanna do is Bangkok. Got her head done, French braids, now she ASAP. Bino so insensitive, she asking why you say that. I'm chillin', real nigga feelin', rich kid asshole, paint me as a villain. Still spittin' that cash flow, DJ Khaled, got that house on Locos, PH Balance.
So here's the background you need to know. Some Artweeb by the name of Kitty Kitty or Yusi now made a rant talking about Mary Susan, how they're not all that bad. Then a girl by the name of MTC made a commentary on that. To which a year later, the Cam Project made a commentary on MTC, which resulted in the 4 of us being here today.
Don't you mean 3 since number 4 is having a nervous breakdown over there in the corner?
Hold on.
Savdraws mode deactivated. Please deposit 5 coins.
Why do I feel like I've been watching Lucas C on an endless repeat? The fuck is a Dwebly? Sounds like a shitty rebranding.
A Dwebly is a microorganism that likes to latch onto the most daily thing imaginable and hold it over a person's head. He also has a weird fetish for saying basically over and over again.
Can we hurry up and get this over with? I have a son who needs me.
Can I get some food now?
Alright, we'll get started already.
Don't run away from me, you bitch!
Oh yeah, these are some good stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey guys, I'm just browsing DeviantArt. This site isn't so bad.
Oh sure you were. That's why you were looking at the Rule 34 section.
Trust me, some of it is cringy, but when it's good, it's really good.
I really have to question your definition of good.
It's good as long as I get the job done quicker.
Hey, me too, Slayer. We can be fat buddies now.
I prefer to do it by myself, thank you very much.
At least, that's what I think it is. Yeah, don't mind me, I haven't browsed some Sonagon on here, so I should be in the clear. Anyway, what am I doing on DeviantArt again? Oh, what the hell, drone dude?
Father? Is that you? Have you finally returned from the Robot Civil War?
Wait, you never told me you had a father.
Robot Civil War? Oh, you mean Gurren Lagann.
Hey, you don't know what my backstory is like.
That's part of the problem. Ugh. Dang it, Digit. I never should have brought you to that bake sale. How can you even eat so much pot brownies? You don't even have a mouth.
Row, fight the power!
From me, you bitch!
Original characters, love them or hate them, they're everywhere.
Wait, everywhere? Dear God.
When it comes to art, fanfics, or even roleplaying, one person has to have an original character inside the fandom. Some of these OCs can be really well done, and some of these OCs can be an eagle virus from Satan. Does anyone else remember the Sonic OCs? Yeah. Everyone and everybody has the creative power to create almost anything. Kind of like my original character, filmed to create this lovely opening skit. However, I took the time out of my day to look at how OCs can be connected to Mary Sue's, and this is where this video comes to play. Meet NTC Commentates, or better yet, known by her official channel name of Madison the Cat. Last year she did a commentary on Kitty Kitty discussing how Mary Sue's are the worst thing on Earth, kind of like an evil virus from Satan. And to be honest, her commentary was flawed. Granted, some points did make sense. The lack of research shows up a lot. And also, too, some stuff has been taken out of context. Plus, it's been quite controversial. And we'll get to the controversy later on.
Spoilers, the controversy isn't a controversy, but we'll save that part for later.
Kitty Kitty, on the other hand, there are some criticisms I'd like to aim towards her. Although there are some little, the majority of them is for MTC. But please keep in mind that I have criticisms for both of them, so stay tuned for that. So, what's my take on Mary Sue's? If you're making a character for the first time just get into roleplaying, then I would let that slide, but in some cases where you make Mary Sue's upon Mary Sue's, then you gotta learn good character development and good traits alongside the character. I'm not saying that I hate Mary Sue's by heart, I'm saying you have the potential to make a character good. It's all about trial, error, and criticism. Pre-thoughts aside, grab some popcorn, lay back, and let's dig in.
Okay, if I can be serious here, this intro explanation sucks dick. As for starters, it's padded out to an obnoxious degree, as there's a lot of stuff that could have either been short, such as how you'll be covering both degrees, or cut out, such as your opinion on Mary Sue's, as if stuff like that actually contributes to anything within the video. And spoilers, it doesn't.
I just want to say before the video starts that, this is going to be very long, and I'm going to be rambling a lot about very specific things, and just in general, ranting. I mean,
well, have you ever heard of a script then?
Whoa there, cowboy. Interjecting while somebody is speaking is a no-go.
Bro, audio ducting's been a thing commentator's been using for a good while now. It's basically where the commentator plays a small point over the video so that small details like this one doesn't needlessly drag out the video.
And even then, it's not even that bad, as the next point that Madison covers isn't even talked over, so it's not like she's completely cutting off KK's point. If she was audio ducting over the next point she argues, then yes, I would see an issue, as she would be completely covering up context, but here that's clearly not the case.
Arbitrary rules to commentaries. Is this just Jack Stevenson's alt account?
No, he's not stupid, I think.
I know this is gonna sound like a nitpick, but if you're gonna do a quick little interjection, when you're editing, you can pause the video, say what you want to say, and then cut right back into the video. If you interject out of nowhere like that, we can't hear what the other person is saying. Especially since the original video by Kitty Kitty has been taken down.
While sure someone can do that instead of audio ducting, that doesn't mean audio ducting is inherently a problem, since the way that Madison audio ducted her point made it so while Kitty Kitty was quiet, she's still hearable. Not to mention that, as Slayer previously stated, nothing that Madison talked over was needed, so it just looks like you're making a mountain out of an anthill.
And about the original video being taken down, then what the hellheim is this? And it's not even a re-upload, it's just unlisted on her new channel. So what's your excuse for not checking this?
As for scripting, that's kind of like a bold assumption right there. Granted, there are some factors that come into play if the video's unscripted, such as doing everything in one take. However, from the video, it doesn't seem to add up that this video was unscripted, but from the way she was talking, like stuttering here, there, and everywhere, I could say that this video has been partly scripted, but not 100%.
Well, it's not really an unfair assumption to say that she's doing the video entirely unscripted, given how KK flat out says that they're going to be very rambly throughout the video. But let's ignore that for a second. Even then, it's still not an unfair assumption, due to the fact that, and you even admit this yourself, that they keep repeating science that they did in fact do this video unscripted.
Says it's an assumption to say they're unscripted. Assumes they are scripted. Do robots have dicks?
Aw, come on, guys. I was in the bathroom for about 2 minutes, and you guys just go ahead with the video without me? Come on!
Now, this is just my theory. This is not 100% true. If there's new information out there that she did script it, I'll feel free to edit out this little interjection.
The bitch came back the very next day. Oh, the bitch came back. Thought she was a goner.
So, without further ado, let's get into this, and I'm just gonna say right now, sorry for my accent.
Yeah, this is filler. Come on, let's get on with the show already.
Whoa, you did it again? Impressive. Jokes aside, having pre-thoughts or warning people before the video actually starts is a-okay if it's really short. Sure, you can go for a really long intro skit or something along the lines of that just to make a little quick announcement, but only if it's entertaining enough. What I mean by this is try to get the audience engaged in all this, have them look into your little toy. Otherwise it's going to be boring. If the introduction is way too boring, then that's padding out the video, and we don't want that happening. Trust me when I say this, I suck at introductions, and I drag it out for way too long. Hopefully that will change. Hopefully.
So he's aware that his intro drags on, yet he does nothing to fix it whatsoever. Yep, good job there, mate.
And even then, you do realize that Madison was getting onto Kitty Kitty's case for putting in random filler that doesn't amount to anything. Even though Kitty says, let's begin the video, right? I mean, that was clearly the point she was going for.
Not to mention that you saying having a long intro is fine as long as it's entertaining, but here's the thing. Was Kitty Kitty's intro entertaining? Since throughout this entire point, you never actually bring up if Kitty's intro was entertaining or not, and considering Kitty's video, it didn't really come off as entertaining, so by your logic, it was dragged out. GG.
Now, I know there's generally a lot of hate in the art community and the OC community regarding Mary Sue's, but today this video is not going to be exactly like the other videos people have seen.
And you sure you know what a Mary Sue is? The term Mary Sue is used for fan characters.
Hold up, white boy. You just cut out part of Madison's video. And you weren't even trying to cover it up, seeing as how Madison starts off by saying and. Now let's go on Madison's original video.
Okay, sure, there are videos of people bashing other people's characters, but I've also seen people critique people's characters, aka they critique the character and give the artist advice on how to improve the character. Isn't that positivity, since it shows they care about the artist improving on their character development?
Now, this is something that people generally don't do in commentaries, as it can come off as very jarring, and in some cases, look like you're trying to cover up information.
And if it's for the sake of saving time, then you could have sped it up or indicated that you were cutting out the clip via text or something, since it's still better than taking out a clip randomly.
Don't run away from me, you bitch!
Most people are forgetting the reason why we actually have OCs in the first place, which is to have fun with them. Original creations are meant to inspire people to roleplay, inspire people to draw, and just in general, it's meant for the creator to like their character and have fun with it. And in the DeviantArt community, I've noticed that a lot of people are just getting way too uptight about something that's meant to be fun, and that's the same with the cosplay community.
What? Fucking what? What does this have to do with cosplay? Please. Scripts are your friends.
Maybe she's trying to provide an example about how people in these types of communities are truly serious, mean, and downright toxic. She's trying to provide an example about how the cosplaying community can be uptight just like the role-playing community, connecting two birds with one stone.
Madison's point is that she didn't need to bring up the cosplay community at all, since doing so doesn't straighten Kitty's point. It would have been fine if she left the cosplay community out entirely.
Most people that have Mary Sue characters need constructive criticism to make their character better. However, the minority of the role-playing community just talk trash to them, and that's the problem Kitty was trying to state.
Alright, but Madison just stated that she didn't need to bring up the cosplay community, it should script her videos to prevent mistakes like that. Nowhere did she ever imply that the role-playing community wasn't toxic, making this point absolutely worthless.
Look, Cam, I know you're having fun deep-throating words in your mouth, but calm down, man.
The same connection can be also used in the competitive gaming scene, for instance. Mainly in Overwatch competitive and CSGO competitive. Now, why did I bring Overwatch up? It kind of proves Kitty's point. Much like the role-playing community, there are many communities out there which are downright toxic. Now, keep in mind, I am not saying the majority of most of the communities on the internet are just downright mean-spirited. The majority of them are pretty nice. But some of them, you kinda get those bad eggs, and these bad eggs can turn you off some stuff. You can't win them all in some communities. What Kitty is trying to say is that if you're roleplaying for the first time, sometimes you have people that are mean-spirited to you because your roleplaying character is a Mary Sue.
Okay, we get it. People want criticism for how to make their characters better, but go to the communities, start talking to them, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. You don't need to keep dragging this point for 85,000 years. Jeez.
From me, you bitch!
For this next section of the video, we're going to be talking about the evidence, and the evidence takes the form of this lovely picture right here. And I know what you're thinking, is this a joke? And yes, it is totally a joke. Now Kitty didn't reveal the fact that this picture was a joke. However, from what she says in the video, she's debunking this picture and debunking the joke that's within the picture. Debunking the hate-dumb that surrounds Mary Sue's.
Okay, being a guy who has seen Kitty's video, I have to ask, where though? Like seriously, at no point in Kitty's video did she ever give the indication that she knew it was a joke.
Maybe he gives context later on in the video?
Well, that's a possibility, but as we'll soon see, that'll be nothing but a fool's wish.
So basically, this point amounts to, look at this photograph! Having trouble as it makes me loud.
Also, I have to ask, what was the point of making this entire bit of context as to what the next part of the video is going to be about? I mean, it is explained in the video you're covering that the next part is going to be surrounding the image. Randomly stopping the video to explain the context of the next section is overall pointless if you kept the part from the original video in where it explains the context.
In my opinion, Kitty should have stated that this picture was a joke. This gives the audience more like a mental picture of what's going on. Especially since she's trying to prove a point of how the role-playing community can be mean at times because of the everlasting hate-dumb of Mary Sue's. For this next point that's coming up, we're turning towards Kitty. Yes, Kitty is also in the wrong.
So let me see if I'm not suffering side effects from my defective chair. You say how Kitty wasn't taking a joke seriously, but arguing the joke behind the picture, only to state how she could have clarified she knew it was a joke. I'm sorry, naughty the fuck?
Kim, do I have to get out of the paddle?
10 out of 10, use the smut.
Is your character female? If they are, they're a fucking Mary Sue. Now I don't understand that one because, why does it matter what the character's gender is? If the character's automatically female, apparently it's Mary Sue. That's a little bit sexist against OCs, don't you think?
There goes my anti-political diss on my channel. Now, Kitty, I know you're trying to debunk the joke in this picture, but saying that it's sexist is kind of going a little bit too far. Now, for male characters that have Mary Sue traits, they are called the Gary Sue. Yes, Gary Sue, in quotation marks on the screen right now. However, with the ignorance of the internet, they still call her Mary Sue's. And I can see why the internet chose to keep the Mary Sue out with males, because both names can be confusing at times, to be honest.
Okay, let's play along with your logic that Kitty is criticizing the joke at hand. When the, if your character is a female, then they're Mary Sue, still come off as sexist, considering the fact that the text just says, is your character a female? Meaning that females are getting a needless label applied to them because of their sex and not the actual character. Just saying males also get labeled as Mary Sue doesn't get rid of the sexism at hand.
So, does this mean that Blazing Hope is a Mary Sue?
What are you talking about? Blazing Hope is obviously a Disney princess.
Honestly, give it a couple of years for Trump to build his wall, then she'll be qualified.
I'm a fool to think the pain goes away.
Don't run away from me, you bitch!
As for MTC, well, let's check up on her.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm in commentary hell. Help! Someone call 911! I obviously don't feel safe and I need an adult!
Silly MTC, this is commentary hell!
Nay, you foolish mortal! This is commentary hell!
I am the fourth demon under Lady Yohane. I'm Ruby Kurosawa.
The horror!
Is the show really that bad considering that you have an avatar from the show itself?
If you say one more word about that, I will spam your DMs with the dragon.
Sarah, it's fine if you have the avatar. I mean, if I can furiously masturbate to Ruby, anyone can.
And I've already got the police on speed dial. Okay, so while the police are taking care of Slayer, MTR pointed out something none of us even caught on to during the scripting of this commentary. That being how Cam said he was going to be skipping this time code due to a lot of sped up clips that could have either been edited or deleted. Even though the parts that Cam Project did show before skipping came from that time code, such as Kitty's clip in commentary hell. Not helping by how once again you cut out a point where Mazid was saying that the chart was a joke. Like, goddamn Cam, I don't know if this was a mistake made during the scripting or editing phase or lying about what's actually happening in the video, but this skip card is just fucked on every angle. Not helping by how the timestamp in Cam's video isn't even accurate to where he takes us to. Like, congrats Cam, you made me have to do a post point over a skip card of all things.
Now the next one says, does he use a sword to fight? If he does, he's a Mary Sue. Just because a character has a sword and they use a sword to fight doesn't really make them a Mary Sue. It's really down to the originality of the character in general.
Also, forgive me if I'm wrong, but isn't an anime character having a sword as a weapon is a cliche? You're right, a lot of anime characters have swords as weapons, so when someone creates a fan character from an anime, having the character using the sword as a weapon would be cliche and maybe even a Mary Sue trait.
Alright Google, show me the money. Alright, I'm back from Google Land, time to hit y'all with the lit logic. From my research on Google, anime characters using swords are not actually cliches. In fact, when you look at anime and manga in Japan, swords is their culture, so you and Kitty are in the wrong for this one.
Alright, interesting to hear, but that still doesn't mean it's not a Mary Sue trait for someone to wield a sword, considering the fact that there are tons of characters from Japanese media who wield swords. Thus meaning, from Madison's perspective, that this can be seen as a Mary Sue trait.
And what's worse is that there was an actual point you could have made against Madison here. Okay, Madison, just because it's a cliche, that doesn't automatically mean it's a Mary Sue trait. I mean, if you brought us some examples of Mary Sue or Gary Sue characters with swords, then this point could have had a little bit more weight into it. But you don't do that.
Well, since Madison won't do it, let's do it ourselves, shall we? First, there's Kirito from Sword Art Online, Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII, and etc, etc. Honestly, it wouldn't have taken that long for you to do so yourself. These are examples you could have brought up, but for some reason chose not to do.
When you really think about it, we're all just shitty Mary Sues on God's DeviantArt page that you spot in the recommended as you're jacking off a Zero Suit Samus.
Also, two things I noticed while writing this part of the script is the fact that you're really bad at hiding the fact that you're cutting shit out. As for one, there are many times where something about the video feels off, which can make people suspicious on what you're hiding, since cutting out context is generally a dishonest move to do in a debate, since it's a factor that can hurt your credibility. And also, did you download this video at 360p, since when comparing your version of Mazid's video to the actual video, it looks blurry. Too blurry, like power armor levels of blurry.
Now Kitty, you could have researched the topic more and debunked this using logic. A simple Google search like this will help you out a lot. Instead of using that simple Google search, you missed that shot entirely trying to debunk the joke about the hate dumbs of Mary Sue's. For you MTC, I'm starting to feel a bit uneasy about you. You mentioned that you don't know if swords are cliches, which is really bad because most people will think that you didn't do any research, something that kinda has been happening a lot.
Why does she have to do research on if they're a Mary Sue trait? I mean, she's just simply saying that it's a cliche. She doesn't have to do research on something like that. It's unnecessary.
And also he says that Madison admits in the video to not knowing if they're a cliche or not. Well, guess what he never shows?
I'm sorry, Cam, but it appears as though you are suffering from look-at-it-itis. The only known cure is to be bitten by a raccoon, preferably a Mexican one.
Don't run away from me, you bitch!
Alright, that point aside, Kitty manages to finish off her video, but not yet. MTC had some things to say about her comments on said video. Just hang in there for just a little bit longer, and then we can talk about the final thoughts and the controversy around the video.
No, I'm not staying here any longer.
Wait, Slayer, come back! We need you as a meat shield for all the stupidity!
Wait, isn't that Sarah's job?
Well, we need more than one meat shield around here. Ain't that right, Meat Shield 3?
Excuse me?
Come on, Slayer, I can't handle all these hard punches by myself. If I break, I'll be out of a job, and I won't be able to pay the bills for my husbando, Nagito Komaida-kun.
Fine, but there better be Natsuki porn after this, otherwise this commentary is pointless.
Quack. OMG, the chart was probably a joke. I actually answered this comment before. I will quote it. Yay, the chart probably was satirical, a joke, but a lot of people actually use that example for how not to make a Mary Sue. I'm seeing Tumblr blogs dedicated to bashing Mary Sues, using it as a serious example.
Alright, so if you knew it was a joke, why didn't you mention that in your video? You spent the majority of the video debunking a chart you knew was a joke, and never mentioned once that you knew it was a joke.
Oh, we're doing this again? Okay, just let me say this one thing, okay?
She was trying to make an example about a community that hates Mary Sues way too seriously.
Alright, I just need to say this right now since this is pretty important. She was asking Kitty to explain why she didn't tell the audience that she knew the chart was a joke. You literally saying Kitty was using the chart as an example is nothing more than damage control on your end. Knock it off.
And while we're at it, how about not screwing up the speaking too close to your microphone joke? The only joke works by talking close to your microphone while keeping it at the same volume. You turn the volume down while attempting this joke, hurts it.
Barney is a dinosaur, he'll eat up all your children, he'll take your liver and your lugs, and finally he'll bore you.
What was it that you said in your video in the beginning? You might be wondering, why would you ever glorify Mary Sues? I'm not really glorifying them.
Yeah, so instead of glorifying Mary Sues, you're defending them and telling people if you can't handle it, then leave the art community.
Wait, so this line is equivalent of defending Mary Sues? Then what about what she said during the beginning?
But today this video is not going to be exactly like the other videos people have seen, which is bashing on people's creations and bashing in general just on Mary Sues. We're going to give positivity to things that are potentially going to be Mary Sue material.
She's trying to provide constructive criticism and positivity to what is possibly Mary Sue material, whether it may be a person's first OC or just some random character on the internet. I mean, this couldn't get any worse. Can it?
Yes, but that doesn't really change anything. Just because Kitty said that they're going to be giving positivity, they're still coming off, at least in Madison's eyes, as someone trying to get people to shut up about Mary Sue's. Excuse me, that bleach over there looks mighty tasty. Might as well drink it before this commentary ends.
But Slayer, that's a cliche, and as we all know, cliches are inherently bad.
I'm not saying to stop drawing. No, instead you're saying, stop voicing your opinion and critiquing people's characters.
We're going to give positivity to things that are potentially going to be Mary Sue material.
Instead you're saying, stop voicing your opinion and critiquing people's characters.
Oh, Dios mío. Dios mío. Ay. How can you take that out of context twice? She said it explicitly. She's gonna give positivity and constructive criticism. Is this video out of spite? Because I think this is. If you're doing a commentary, it's best if you watch the video multiple times, just to get a concept of what it is. Instead, I get a feeling that you only watched this video once and decided to hop on the train and just did a commentary anyway, because it just is.
Dio's Brando. You realize that she's still trying to white knight those pesky Mary Sues, right? Like, you can bring positivity towards a type of character while still trying to deflect criticism of said, wait a minute, this is pretty much the exact same thing you said in the last interjection. Dude, there's a time and a place for repeating yourself. You stating your previous point right after making it is redundant. Congrats, Cam. Thanks to you, I'm now pondering how smexy Bowser Dude is.
Hey, I'm Taken, and I have an army of 9-year-old competitive Fortnite players.
Oh, fuck you. I was about to win, but I got gained up on by the last squad.
Don't screw with me, Sarah.
I'm sorry, but did you say she did this out of spite? Nowhere in the video did she show any level of spite at any point in time. By that logic, I can just assume you're being spiteful too, and I wouldn't be wrong. So can you do us a favor and leave your assumption where they belong, preferably outside this video? Thanks.
And that's it for the commentary on this video. But before I go into final thoughts, I think we would like to touch on the controversy. When I first saw this video on YouTube, I saw a massive amount of dislikes. So instead of judging by a book on its cover, I did the first thing I would possibly do. Look at the video. And then I went to the comments. And my goodness, this is something I have to talk about. Using fan art on a monetized channel could not only net you a string of copyright claims and strikes, but it will also show unoriginality, which is something you do not want.
Fucking what?
Well, alright then, Defect Minus.
Fucking what? So you're telling me this whole controversy crap you were talking about at the beginning of the video was based around the fact that she used fan art of a fictional character. Okay, I feel like I should get this out of the way now, but that's not a controversy. Since for starters, aside from the comment section, which has people from a completely separate community from the CC, meaning that they won't understand certain traits used within the CC, like avatars for instance, nobody was talking about Madison using fan art of a fictional character since there was little talk about this. But moving on over to your points at hand, God, I am just so sick of this BS ideology of, oh, if you use fan art of a character but don't credit the artist, then that's a bad thing. Since for starters, most people with this ideology tend to forget that crediting the artist is something optional the video maker can do unless the artist asks to be credited. Also, just because you use fan art without crediting the artist doesn't mean that you'll be struck with a copyright claim, since it all depends on the usage of how said piece of art is used. As if the art is not credited but used in a transformative way, then that would fall under fair use and be protected from unfair copyright claims. And finally, the whole unoriginality thing, which can I say is the dumbest shit I've heard in a while. Like, this is Avatar Gate levels of dumb. Since for one, if the person in question doesn't have an OC, then they can use fictional characters as a way of representing themselves. 2, the visuals on screen don't exactly equal one's creative skills, as someone can use a freaking anime character yet make a creative video, since as previously stated, the avatar is there just so one can represent himself and nothing more. And finally, this complaint means nothing, and the fact that you choose to call this small thing a controversy just shows how up the ass you are when it comes to talking about art.
And not to mention that in the update video Madison made, she straight up says she doesn't make any money off making her commentary.
Controversial thing is the fact that people threatened to strike my latest commentary due to the fact they claimed I was stealing people's artwork. I want to make this clear right now that I am a full supporter of fair use, and I would never steal or claim someone's artwork as my own, since I am an artist myself and I know the struggle about keeping your art from being claimed from others or being stolen. I do not make money off of my commentaries. I do not claim the artwork as my own.
So you're essentially trying to make a problem out of something that doesn't even exist.
Not to mention that even if you weren't aware of this glaring fact in our update video, which honestly shows that you didn't even bother to put any research into this video before you made it, there's still the fact that there are no form of ads on Madison's video. So I can just chalk this tangent up to a perfect case of slander!
In fact, my first commentary, which is on Spaz Boys, I actually use live action photos of myself to do reactions. And you know what? I admit it, it was horrendous for the time, because I didn't know how to draw my own avatar. I am still learning to this day on how to draw, and hopefully I can make something quite incredible.
If this video is what you mean by create something incredible, then, Slayer, say something funny!
Penis.
God damn it, Slayer.
Let me guess, you got fooders on a mine again?
I don't think about fooders all the time.
Huh, I have a hard time believing that, Mr. Limp Dick Biscuit. Anyways, to make an actual point, why did you need to use IRL photos of yourself? If you admit that it was cringy, then why not search for an alternative method, such as using fucking gameplay footage until you get DLC images done? Hell, as of late, Doodle has just become a Minecraft YouTuber, and she's gotten positive reception, and she did it before your video came out, so I don't see why the same shouldn't apply to you. Shut up, Steam! I don't care that I just got a fucking Ragnar the Blood Edge card!
And at this point, we completely lost him, since there's really nothing we could comment on. So, final thoughts?
So, this video, going to be honest, not sure if it's because I had 3 others here with me, or if I was just being more critical, but man, this video just started to fall apart once pressure was applied to the eardrums. Now, I'm just going to say that this video wasn't entirely bad, as you had production down pat, your visuals don't make me want to inspire genocide, aside from the amount of couches you have. Seriously, how many frat dudes are you inviting over this weekend? And your audio is well balanced, so good job on those. Now, the points on the other hand, yikes. I'd say lose this mentality of not being able to monetize when using fan art, since unless you're claiming it to be your own, then this shouldn't be an inherent problem. Also, don't assume stuff such as how Madison monetized the video when her update video heavily contradicts this. That is all. And final thoughts. Mic drop. Astral finish. Why are you still filming?
Since I know that Slayer, and especially Keyblade, will have a lot more to say than I would, let me just bring up a few things that bothered me. First, you insisted that Madison made the video out of spite. The problem is that nowhere in the video did she sound spiteful, and if there was spite, you certainly didn't prove it. It felt like that either A, you got desperate for a point, or B, you took her snarkiness or jokes too seriously. Either way, try to avoid those for the future. And also, you accused her of monetizing the video, where you can clearly see it isn't. If there's an ad that plays before the video starts, no, then there is no monetization going on at all. Next time, just pay attention to what you're saying and fact check your claim, because you never know when you're wrong, like say, her bringing it up in the update video, for example. Alright guys, I'm done. Keyblade, Slayer, whoever's going next, have at it.
So what are my final thoughts on this video? Well, I wouldn't say that's worst of the year material, but this is still pretty bad. One of my issues is that you drag your points to infinite degrees. Like, it's best to know when to actually stop your point where it's necessary. If you think your point examples have been made, then it's probably a good thing to stop there. Another issue I had was with the fact that you simply missed the point of what Madison was trying to say, and or trying to make excuses for who she's covering. I do know you're still relatively a newcomer to the CC, at least at the time of scripting this, but in order to actually improve, you might not want to repeat the same mistakes for your future commentaries.
Okay, if there was two things I got out of this video, it was dishonesty and subjectivity. As throughout a lot of this video, you were cutting out context, and Madison's video was looking at her points coming off as more debunkable than they realistically are, and in turn strawman Madison's video, which is one of the most dishonest things you could do in a commentary, intentional or not. And then the subjectivity, which holy crap, the amount of times you either force down your opinion in the video, talk about irrelevant shit that wasn't needed, or make mountains out of molehills is enough to fund the Cloud Palace and then some. Throw in points that don't actually argue the target and take a joke too seriously, and if you didn't have the good editing, then this will be at home for a pre-ed or Sarah Dust video. So my advice in the long run would be to pay more attention to what your target is saying, don't force your subjectivity into the video whenever you get the chance, and don't cut out important pieces of context in your target's videos, since that seems to be the biggest problem I notice with a lot of your videos like this one and the comm you would later do on Doodle. So if you can follow the advice me and my partners gave, then I'm sure you'll be able to get places. And we're finally done, so what now? Oh yeah, that reminds me, Slayer, here's your hospital bill.
Wait, it's $7? But that's all my money!
Well, who's gonna pay for the freaking bill then?
Crimson, vouch for me.
Okay, fine. But you owe me for this.
Well, now that we got that problem solved, let's...
Miss Frizzle is the greatest anime character to ever live.
Clearly, you are neglecting the best anime character, Dolschmick, or known by his more common name, Sin's Underfale.
More importantly, why are you here, Brooke?
Well, you see, after I accidentally ran Slayer over like a pancake...
It still hurt, by the way.
I decided to drop on by literally.
It still hurt, by the way.
And pick Slayer a nice get-well present. A mini school bus.
Well, that happened, and honestly, after today, I lost any sort of care to what's happening around me. So I'm just gonna go to the cafeteria and hope for me that there's a way for me to forget any of the stuff I saw here.
I'm going to start the vending machine. I'm sure after I wait a while, it'll give me food out of pity.
That's not how that works, Sarah, but good luck with that. Also, Brooke, you're paying for the bill this time. I hope you have $700 with it by the time he wakes up again.
Oh no, you're not shoving that bill on me. I don't care how much it is, and nope, we're not doing that. I don't care if it was $7, if it was $10, we're not doing this today.
Well, it was $7, but thanks to the second coming of the bus, the bill spiked up by over 100% more.
Nope, I'm done. You're not shoving the bill on me. I don't care. I agreed to do this, Cameo. Nope, I'm walking away.
What's up, losers? It's me, Waluigi. Whack no opponents. Why too easy? You can't stop me, powder. So snappy like a twig. I'm dancing in the raves to screw the stick. You need the force of a million battalion, but the best you have is a dumbass Italian. Think you can make me rejection's perfection. Drop the protection, give in to the infection.
Your obsession for rejection must be with complexion. The only part you have is picking guys whose erections. Here's my tip. Go and cry to Wally. We all agreed that'd be the best scenario. Don't want to be rash, but your backstory's trash.